Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Under the Puppet watch-along. My name is Grant Baciocco, and I'm once again joined by my good friend and amazing puppeteer who's worked for The Muppets, The Barbarian and the Troll, co-created that show, Sid the Science Kid, and a fellow Puppet Up performer, Drew Massey. Drew, welcome back.
Hi, Grant. Great to be here. Thanks for doing this again.
Yeah, you reached out to me and you're like, hey, we should do another one of these. And I was like, let's do it. So here we are.
Yeah. I had such a fun time last time. It was great.
It was like 3 years ago, but now we're back with some more. So we'll do a couple more, and then in 3 years, you can expect more.
Perfect.
Before we get going, we do want to send out a little sort of tribute and dedication. One of the first two episodes of these watch-alongs, we watched some stuff from Little Shop of Horrors, and we kind of got called to the carpet, taken to task, by commenters for not mentioning Lyall Conway, who was a puppet builder, who you found out, Drew, just recently passed away in March.
Yeah. Earlier this year. It's 2026, and the world of puppetry lost a great fabricator, puppeteer, creative visionary. Yeah, he worked on The Dark Crystal. It said he started out carving Miss Piggy for the 5th season of The Muppet Show. And he went on to work for Rob Bottin and do all kinds of amazing stuff. Return to Oz, that a lot of those puppets and practical effects were his idea. So smart man, very clever. I always prize cleverness in the world of puppetry. That's kind of the biggest asset you can have.
Well, and I have heard, I don't know if this is 100% true, but even if you're talking about working, because I've yet to work with the Muppets, but for like the Miss Piggy heads, isn't it true that like they don't last very long because they're all hand carved and like the heads, they go through a lot of Miss Piggy heads?
The failure rate on those is well, it's not really that surprising because she has to move a lot, and Frank or Eric's hand is just surrounded by foam, and the mouth, when it opens, there's only so much give before the side just starts to tear, and it's there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. So just getting a good pull out of the mold is one thing, and then by the time you whittle it down and get the actual piggy heads, they're pretty valuable and they're engineered to perfection, but very fragile. Yeah.
Well, and we of course want to mention, just because we did Little Shop of Horrors, our friend from the Kukla Fran and Ollie channel was talking about how he designed Audrey too, or that puppet.
Lyall Conway did. Yeah.
Lyall Conway did. Yes. Lyall Conway did. When he grows bigger in that scene, like where he more and more vines sort of grow in that scene, he was sort of responsible for that as well. So. We just want to mention Lyall Conway, and we did not mean to slight him at all by not mentioning him in our last episode.
Not at all, and I'm sure in the future we will do a watch of some more of his amazing work.
Absolutely. Well, Drew, you brought in this first clip that we're going to watch here today, or the clip for this episode. And it is from the NeverEnding Story. Can you talk about, seeing the NeverEnding Story and for the first time and kind of what the show means to you, or what you took away from it?
I just remember discovering it on VHS when I was a kid, and it was pretty mind-blowing. I mean, the ambition of this film, and then later on I heard, it was sort of like a coalition of multi country talent that came together on this fantastic film. Wolfgang Petersen was the director, and there's so much in it. You kind of just have to watch it to wrap your head around it. It's pretty astounding. And so when thinking of movies with amazing puppetry that is kind of out of left field, like I remember too thinking as a kid, because I was obsessed with credits and who did what, like, wow, these aren't any of the regular people. What, this is cool that you can just come along and not be part of the standard crowd and just like do your own thing, and this is amazing.
Yeah, this the NeverEnding Story was released in 1984. I may be saying the NeverEnding Story. It might just be NeverEnding Story. I always get that wrong if there's a the or not. You wanted to take a look.
There's a the in the song, so it's
Okay.
confusing.
You wanted to specifically take a look at a scene with the Rockbiter, which is what we're going to look up, and a couple things. His full name, which I only saw the movie I think once in the theaters years ago, and I've just seen clips since. Is it Bjorn Kratzark? Is that how you say the Rockbiter's full name? I don't know if I'm saying that right. According to
Sounds good to me.
Wikipedia, that's what it is. Colin Arthur was the special effects sculpture supervisor on the film, and all the kind of places that I saw online kind of credit him for the design of the puppets and everything in there. But this I thought was interesting, and I mean, this is common knowledge, but I just didn't know it, is the Rockbiter is voiced by Alan Oppenheimer, who was also Skeletor on He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, among many other things, but Skeletor is kind of like his big thing. And he voiced many things in this, in the film. And so I had read an interview with him, and he said that like he came in for one thing, and then they were like, well, hey, could you look at this one? And hey, could you look at this one? And like he even did the narrator at one point. So anyway, I just thought that was a fun little connection. Shall we watch this clip of the Rockbiter?
Yeah, let's check it out.
It was midnight in the howling forest. The wind whistled through the tops of the ancient trees.
This is not a puppet.
Suddenly something enormous
No,
crashed
would be a really good
and
one
rumbled
if it were.
through the eerie woods.
That's so great. Oh, that's Deep Roy, who played the Oompa Loompas in the Willy
Johnny
Wonka
Depp.
remake.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp one, yeah.
Great makeup on all these creatures.
I love how terrifyingly huge that looks.
Excuse me. Would it be all right if I joined you this evening? You see, I've been traveling all day.
That's great. Great cutaway.
Now I see why you picked this camp. A delicious-looking limestone rock.
All those nostrils.
Nice bouquet. Must be a real vintage here.
Yes, you're right. Those delicious rocks are the reason we camped here, all right? Is he a nutcase? No, he's a rockbiter. A rockbiter. A rockbiter?
Oh no.
Baby.
All right, so there is like sort of the introduction of the Rockbiter, just a great giant puppet.
Yeah, riding in on his rock cycle.
Yeah, just super. I love like the lip sync doesn't always match it, but when it matches up, it's so great. And not that it's bad, because it's all fantastic and wonderful. But it just
and and as we know, it's very hard to get right. So
yeah. I pulled a couple quotes from the director. He's kind of talking about the Falkor puppet, but I assume it would be similar for the Rockbiter as well. But he said there was about a team of 25 people behind Falkor, with multiple people assigned to facial expressions alone. One person was responsible for operating Falkor's nose, one for eyebrows, one for upper lip, one for lower lip. And he said you could not imagine, it was just unbelievably ridiculous to watch it all from the outside. So these people controlling everything. But then I really liked this because he talked about how there was always something off. An eyebrow out of place, or the dialogue not quite lining up. And even with practice, it was impossible to shake human error. The challenge, however, Peterson always felt, gave it a sense of being true art. And his quote was, "Perfection can close everything off. It pressures you and rolls right over you. It feels like art because you feel the human beings behind it and not the technology behind it. This sort of humanity behind this simple technique." This very simple technique. It's interesting that it still works 30 years later. And I think in this day and age, when we're talking about AI and all of that kind of stuff, you can see that there's humans behind this.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing I always say about AI is, the thing I say about like non-AI things is that it's always interesting, I think, to humans, because you can see that people were having fun doing it. You can see that in getting, you probably think like, oh wow, the Puppeteers, like when they nailed that lip sync, they must have been like, oh, this is awesome. And I don't think you can ever watch an AI thing and be like, wow, they had so much fun writing this prompt. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah. I agree. Imperfection is super fun, but that's part of the reason also why we started out with Little Shop is because the level of perfection in the lip sync is truly mind blowing.
Yeah.
This is such a fun movie to watch, and it's in the 80s when fantasy movies just got weird. Because there's Legend. If you've never seen Legend, everybody out there, you just check it out. It is nuts. I feel like that's a good double bill, Legend and NeverEnding Story.
Yeah. Also, when sort of family fantasy movies didn't worry about scaring the hell out of kids and putting real... Yeah. I mean, because everybody from this movie talks about the horse, right? The horse in the drowning in the pit, not Pit of Despair, that's Princess Bride, but...
Right.
But whatever, the horse sinking into the mud, and how traumatizing that was as a kid. And they didn't care back then. They were just like, this is what it is. Here's Watership Down with rabbits killing each other. Enjoy,
right.
Children.
Oh my gosh, Watership Down. I had a movie book of that, and I was just like obsessed on the rabbit with the red eye and the scars, and I'm like, what is this? I'm never going to see this movie, and I didn't.
Have you seen it? Have you not seen it at all, ever?
I have not seen it. I had the book, which had stills from the film, and that was plenty.
Okay, yeah. I could see it.
I should watch it now, but yeah. Because I do love good animation. And again, that also was done by a whole separate team of like outsiders who came together for this very dark... It's like the Anomalisa of its time, right? It's like, who funded this? This is amazing. I'm so glad there are people in this world who will put money towards these outlier films, these indie, dark indie films with just amazing craftsmanship. Anyway, I love that.
Well, one of the things I found out about the Rockbiter here, he was actually featured in the background of the 1985 movie Feel the Motion, which I've only seen stills of, but it looks like just like an 80s rom-com. But with the two leads are kind of standing in front of the Rockbiter. He's not being puppeteered. It's almost just like he's a statue and they're standing in front of it. But it was made by the same studio, and apparently, as far as I can tell, you can go visit the Rockbiter at Bavaria's film studios in Germany. So that other film was filmed at that same spot, and you can go there and get your picture taken with the Rockbiter.
Wow, I would recommend going quickly because by this point, what is he? He's like 40 years old. He's got to be almost toast because foam deteriorates unless they've kept him in, temperature controlled conditions away from the sun.
Well, the other thing I found out is that there were two, if I'm remembering correctly, two sequels to the NeverEnding Story, and
there were, yeah.
The Rockbiter was in those sequels as well. So it might be like a newer. The most recent one was 94, so that's still forever ago. But anyway, so or it may just be, it may be like a display version, that's not made out of foam. But
they could notice hey, one of the boulder teeth fell out. We got to put some spackle on that, and they can just keep patching them up.
Yeah,
that happens. I'm sure
it might
looks
be
great.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Well, this is a really cool movie, and Falkor also is phenomenal.
Agreed. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to rewatch it because I think I've only ever seen it the one time as a kid, and I don't think I've. It's been something I've checked out since then. But because of this, I'm going to go watch it, and we recommend that you all watch it too because there's a lot of fun puppets and creatures in it.
Indeed.
Well, Drew, thank you so much for joining us for another watch along, and we will try to make it not 3 years before the next one.
Yeah, there's so much great puppet stuff out there and a bunch of contemporary stuff. So yeah, let's come back soon and do this again.
Awesome.
Really fun.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.